Why should you closely watch your locator? I mean, be looking at it out of the corner of your eye all the time. Good morning, guys and girls. December 20, we're going to be looking at Proverbs 31:28. It's a short one, but all right, guys, this one's for you. Girls, you just sit back and listen and smile. Her husband also praises her. That's right. Her husband also praises her. I often brag about after, well, it says here over 45, let's say over 55 years of marriage, that I'm an expert on marriage. Perhaps even an expert on women. Y'all are going, yeah, right. The truth is, I'm only an expert on marriage to one specific woman. And my expertise about her is still in the learning stage. After 55 years, that's right, guys, still learning. Some of y'all's been married 4 or 5 years, 10, 15, 20 years. You ain't even begun yet. I can tell you guys one thing, though. Brag about your woman. Lift her up and praise her every single chance you get. When something bad happens about her pops into your mind, immediately replace it with a thought with one of her star qualities, especially if you're about to say something bad to her. When she does something that's wrong or bad, the moment you start to say it, don't. And ladies, live your marriage so that your man has plenty to brag about. In other words, give him a lot to brag about. Give him something nice to say about you. Don't be ragging on him all the time. Give him something nice to say about. Give him lots of ammunition. Raise your star qualities in his eyes to levels that he can't ignore. Make sure that you're such a dynamic woman. You're such a wonderful wife. Are you listening, baby doll? Make sure that you're just something. He just got to brag. He can't help but brag about you. He can't help but brag about you. Like I said, give him a lot of ammunition. I'm not talking about 38 or 45 shells either, ammunition. Marriage can be tough, but can also be very, very exciting. Guys, brag about your ladies. I'm telling you, when you brag about them, they're going to just sit over and go, oh, no, I'm not that. It's your job to tell them they're beautiful. It's not your job to tell them they're gaining weight. It's your job to tell them that they're beautiful. Not your job to tell them they're getting a little older. It's your job to tell them that you're beautiful. It's your job to brag about them to somebody else. That's your job, guys. That's your job. It's a pretty easy job, really. Particularly if you ladies that are married to those old redneck guys like me, if you're doing some things that'll just make them think, wow, what a woman I got. And let me tell you, there's lots of other women out there, if you'll look around, you don't want to be married to. I'm telling you, you don't want to be married to. Here's our tip for today, and this is a great one. Watch closely for breaks, bait fish, and brush on your locator. Now, we have locators nowadays, my Garmin LiveScope. I can look out in front of the boat. I'm constantly zooming that thing around. I'm looking for fish, yes, but I'm looking for a brush pile. I'm looking for a little shade or something in the water. I'm looking for something that I can fish out there in front of the boat. And even if I'm going down fishing a bank, which I do more than anything else now, like I always have, I fish in the middle of the lake, just like I always have. But if I'm going down just throwing spinner baits at bushes, I'm always zooming that thing out there, looking. Whoop, all of a sudden there's a brush pile, there's a log, there's a break laying over here. I throw my bait over there. Sometimes I can see a big fish, sometimes I can't, but I know that's where they live. So I get after them over there. So always be watching. And Roland Martin taught me this years and years ago. It just seemed like he never missed anything on that locator. That's one of the things that made him such a great bass fisherman. He just never missed anything. Keep in mind, we were looking in the early days, simply looking down with a flasher going round and round. And but he saw little 1 and 2 foot differences in the bottom. He saw a little bait fish pop up halfway down to the bottom. He saw a little break happen when he's going down. All of a sudden he was in 8 foot of water, now he's in 10. He saw those kind of things happen because he always was watching it out of the corner of his eye. Now, I got to admit, most bass fishermen now, especially the young ones, are going to end up looking like that all their life because we're watching it constantly. Pay attention to your fish locator, whether you got one of the new latest and greatest like I've got, or even if you got that old flasher. Now nobody have that anymore. Pay attention to it and you'll catch more fish. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I love you.